What?
Hi everybody, I'm going to talk to you about the drama triangle for a moment. If you're not familiar with it, it's also known as Cartman's drama triangle. And to me, it is the structure of codependence. And when we talk about codependence, it's like versus interdependence, how we relate and collapse into each other versus when we relate and we're both strong, independent people next to each other. And it relates to romantic relationships, familial relationships, any relationship, even in work. So there are 3 points on the triangle, and the top one I like to start with is the rescue. And I like to start with it because to me it's the trickiest role on the triangle because it looks good. It feels good. You go into it thinking I'm helping, but often there's an overextension of some sort, which then leads you to either feeling resentful or collapsed somehow. Right? So that then leads you to the next point on the triangle, which is victim. And the victim is often the most disempowered, hurt, or depressive of the roles on the triangle. And this one is usually you're collapsed, you have a sense of being hurt, alone, powerless, like something's harmed you. So there's the way of deflecting power there is that you've given it over to the aggressor or the one who saved you, for example. So it's not like we don't ever want to call out someone who's an aggressor or receive help from someone who's down to give it to us, but there's an appropriate amount of how we're relating to that person. So if we're extending too far, giving them too much credit, or extending now, we know we're in one of those roles. So that's victim, which then leads us right over to the other corner, which is the perpetrator or the persecutor. And this role is you've gotten to the point of either being resentful enough or overextending enough in the other roles where you're just angry, right? That role tends to be really like defended, self-righteous, aggressive. It's trying to move energy, really, is the positive intention of it. But it's overextended again in that it's placing an unbalanced amount of blame somewhere, usually, of responsibility. So you can see the overextension again of power. All 3 of these roles, the power is being pushed too far, right? Even if we pop back to rescuer, there's too much power being given to needing to help someone, right? We're extending into them in an inappropriate manner, which is so interesting. Rescuer can get seen both as almost an aggressor, even though it doesn't mean to be, because you're helping too much. You're too in someone's business. So they can start to get the message that they're not enough or that they can't survive without you, which just elicits irritation. So back to that persecutor perpetrator role, the tragedy of that role is that the person who's in the aggressor kind of stance there, not only are they placing an unreasonable amount of blame on someone else, which then disempowers them from finding what they can actively do inside of that or how they could co-hold it, but they're also tragically not being seen for the more vulnerable side. At this point, the overextension is so big that the energy's built up to where they're like, I got to do something about it, so I'm going to go fight, versus being able to really drop in vulnerably, get themselves, be seen by the other, and actually get responded to. So I'm going to pause there. There's more I could say. Thanks for listening and good luck. I will put a diagram inside of the post so you can check it out. Take care.